It honestly boggles my mind what is in fact happening to the gaming industry and what feels like how no one is in fact waking up on this. But clearly, we're going to do our best today. Watching the biggest platform in video games next to Steam, which is Discord, you know, the one place that basically every single person who plays video games communicates with their friends on to actually talk about video games or any other hobby as well. Yeah, that platform that is ubiquitous with basically everybody on the planet right now who is terminally online, like you and me. What an absolutely massive day for the unemployed, by the way. It turns out that Discord recently announced last week that they're going to be adding actual age restrictions onto their platform unless you provide a proper governmental ID or even then a face scan of who you are for their systems to determine whether or not you're actually allowed to see specific kinds of content on that actual app. And that's where things got a little bit sticky. People got incredibly upset. Things went on fire, mostly because a company that has been notorious with trying to collect your data and even sell that data to other partners really doesn't have the best track record of providing actual proper consumer trust and care. And what happened the last time they tried this in the UK? Well, it turns out all that information and data was in fact hacked and leaked and sent all over the internet. And that's just from one specific country, the UK. 70,000 government IDs, pictures, videos, and everything else of personal information leaked all online because a third-party company that Discord decided to use to collect that data for age verification because of UK law got hacked. And that's just the beginning. Imagine if this rolls out worldwide. And that is the biggest fear that we're having right now. But the thing is, those fears are not unjustified. They're actually completely correct. And people should be 100% scared of what is happening right now on the internet and having to require a real ID to do anything from banking to playing games to even purchasing anything as well. We've also seen Steam and Valve have to deal with this on their own too, where they've gone around and are now requiring UK residents to have a credit card on file to purchase video games as a form of ID, thereby circumventing the entire process in the first place. Probably the smartest way of doing things. But the thing is, it doesn't just stop there, and the rabbit hole actually goes deeper. You see, Discord saw what was in fact happening, and they decided to make a response about it. And by God, that response was an absolute trash fire. You see, this is the tweet that they made, and they typed this out explicitly, going on and trying to quell any sort of actual issues people might have had about sending their actual face scans or even their ID to a company like Discord. And of course, the thread and tweet continues to move forward over and over again, basically just saying the exact same things people have been in fact concerned about and never actually providing any proper information or even what will be happening with your personal and private data. Here's one of my favorite sections, by the way, too. Check this. Facial scans never leave your device. Discord and our vendor partners never receive it. IDs are used to get your age only and then deleted. Discord only receives your age. That's it. Your identity is never associated with your account. You know what's funny about this? AI wrote this. You know how I know AI wrote this? Right here. Every time AI writes any sort of paragraph or anything else, you can bet your sweet bippy ChatGPT was absolutely a part of this, and they ran that sumbitch through and didn't even try to edit this at all whatsoever. Because you know what's funny? Even Discord has been caught using your actual information, DMs, messages, everything else you posted on their platform, and feeding it into an AI to determine your actual age, your likes, your dislikes, and everything else they can sell to you. By the way, this tweet, yeah, it's still going. I didn't cut that out of purpose. It's literally doing this the entire time. And what's funny about all of this isn't just the fact that what Discord wrote out. No, it's the fact that Discord lied to your face when they made this tweet specifically. You see, because according to Eurogamer, Discord advises UK users that they may be part of an experiment where instead of their age verification data never leaving their phone, it will now actually leave their phone. So wait, hold on. First it was, hey guys, we're never going to take your data. Your actual images and photo ID never leave your phone. But then it turns out they leave your phone. So what is actually going on around here? Who's lying? I'll tell you who's lying. Discord is fucking lying. Every other company that wants your ID is actually lying. And they're all doing it because they want to try and place your real name to what you're saying online and then put you in a nanny state, thereby connecting your actual real life to who you are online, putting them together. And then if you say something naughty on the interwebs, they're going to go ahead and knock on your door and ask what you said online and why did you actually say it. Yes, the literal police state has arrived, and it's all thanks due to video games. How are we always at the center of everything every single time? It just throws me for a loop about this entire thing. But the issue is there's more to this story. And in fact, it gets even deeper, involving other massive military corporations and even a company that nobody in fact ever expected, like Nvidia. We'll get into that part in just a moment. Let's see what the article had to say though, and we'll go from there. The article from Eurogamer says this: UK Discord users have raised concerns about the company's new age verification processes, claiming that while it had originally promised that video selfies submitted for facial age estimation will never leave a user's device, a change in service provider allegedly now suggests otherwise. Originally, Discord said that video selfies submitted for facial age estimation will never leave a user's device, and insists all identification documents submitted to its vendor partners for processing will be, quote, deleted quickly, in most cases immediately after age confirmation. Now, however, users in the UK have noted that Discord's FAQ advises British users that they, quote, may be part of an experiment where your information will be processed by age assurance vendor Persona. Instead of your selfie, quote, never leaving your device, the information you submit will now be, quote, temporarily stored for up to 7 days, then deleted. It does, however, insist that all, quote, details are blurred except your photo and date of birth, so only what's truly needed for age verification is used. Oh, you gotta love it. The lies, the lies, the lies, the lies. It's always this. You know what happened the last time that they were talking about your ID and your photo and everything else being immediately deleted when you upload it to a third-party vendor? I don't know. There's 70,000 people who had their information hacked and leaked online. That's what actually fucking happened. Do you think these companies are going to take any actual responsibility when they go through and lose your personal information? No! They're going to go off and they're going to sell it anyways, and you're going to deal with the ramifications. Imagine how easy it is to do anything with just the pieces of information of your actual photo ID, and even then, your birthday. And if people can actually guess your real fucking name, surprise, surprise. That's what, 3/4 of the actual information needed to do anything online by other people? For literal identity theft? Really important pieces of information that you should never share with anybody ever on the internet at all under any circumstance? How is it that this is actually a real thing and these people think they're going to blur things out? We've seen what companies do when people try to blur things out. They never work. We saw what the government does when they try to blur things out. It doesn't work. Half the time they don't know what the doing, and these companies don't give a they don't care about anything. They just want that sweet, sweet data collection. They want to pull that sumbitch in and hold on to it as long as they can and sell it off to the highest bidder, because it's easier for them to take that information, have the profile that Discord built about you, and sell you more product. All those weird scam texts you get, guess what? Your shit's online. All those weird emails you get, guess what? They're tracking everything you do, and they're using Discord as a way to in fact do it. And they're going to do it not only for selling you products, but also controlling what you say. And that's exactly what they want. In fact, here is Discord's actual statement to UK users. Saying, quote, important, if you're located in the UK, you may be part of an experiment where your information will be processed by an age assurance vendor, Persona. The information you submit will be temporarily stored for up to 7 days, then deleted. For ID document verification, all details are blurred except your photo and date of birth, so only what's truly needed for age verification is used. And that's the funniest thing about all of this. Discord isn't doing this because they want to better verify who you are as an actual adult and protect the kids. No. You see, Discord went with Persona in the UK because people were able to bypass K-12, who they were using before for the actual face identification scan screening. People were bypassing this with games like Garry's Mod and even Death Stranding, and it was the funniest fucking thing to see. Basically just proving the loop that this is entirely unnecessary. But then again, locking people to actual teen restricted accounts until they provide their ID goes to show one of two things. If they were trying to protect the kids, they wouldn't allow kids on the platform in the first place. Ding, ding, ding. Second of all, they're asking for IDs of adults, not of children. You see, because if somebody was a teenager and they had a teen actual account, nothing would change for them. It would stay exactly the same. The moment an adult no longer wanted to be part of a teen account, they would then have to submit their ID. This isn't about protecting children. It's about actual regulation control and consumer control, and also what you say online control, because when you're an adult, they can then prosecute you for what you say online because they have your data, they have your information, they've got everything you do. And if you go ahead and try to actually teabag somebody in a game of Halo, well, guess what? Guess who's knocking on your door? The Fed! And if you don't believe me that the Fed is going to be somehow involved in this, well, honey, you've got a big storm coming, because the article by PC Gamer made things even worse, and we find out who Persona actually is. And no, it's not the video game. With PC Gamer on Twitter saying this: "Oh good, Discord's age verification rollout has ties to Palantir, co-founder and Panopticon architect Peter Thiel." Now, if you're as big of a nerd as I am, the name Palantir should be sending shivers down your actual spine. Clearly, that's going to be the scariest fucking thing and the worst name you could actually ever want to hear in the real human world. Why is this so scary? And why is the name Palantir so troublesome? Well, if you've ever read Lord of the Rings or even seen the movie, you would in fact understand. Here's what Palantir is in Lord of the Rings. In J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, the Palantiri, or Palantir, are indestructible ancient seeing stones, perfect dark crystal spheres created by elves in the First Age. They allowed users to communicate telepathically, view distant locations, or see into the past. While not inherently evil, they could be used to manipulate, as Sauron did to ensnare Saruman and weaken Denethor. That's right, the company literally named themselves after the actual item that Sauron used to see exactly where everybody was and then manipulate people on their own telepathically. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. The all-seeing stone being able to monitor everything you do online is literally working with Discord, another company using AI to determine everything also you do online and make a profile about you, but also wanting your ID to chat with anybody else. Boy, it just gets better. It gets better, because what's even crazier is what this article, in fact, by PC Gamer uncovered. And when you hear it, it's going to get... Go ahead. Just cancel Nitro. Stop using Discord altogether. It's going to get bad. With the article saying this: in the days since Discord's age assurance policy announcement, reports began bubbling up on social media from users in the UK, where Discord already requires age verification as a result of its 2025 Online Safety Act, who were presented with prompts to consent to age verification process by the company Persona. Regardless of the reasoning, the partnership with Persona has compounded concerns about privacy due to the company's investors. In its two most recent rounds of venture capital funding, its lead investor has been Founders Fund, the venture fund co-founded and directed by Peter Thiel. That's right! Palantir and Persona literally connected together and working with Discord, with Peter Thiel, you know, the guy who actually believes that humans shouldn't be on the planet anymore. That guy, it gets even crazier. And the fact that right now Palantir is working together with NVIDIA to literally create an actual pure surveillance state using AI. And if you don't believe me, there's a clip from Gamers Nexus Consumer Advocacy saying this.
And Eliano Yunus says that we're fear-mongering. That's right. The guy at Palantir says we're the ones fear-mongering. So here's Eliano Yunus's boss, not fear-mongering, when he says that safety is assured only by making other people scared.
And safe means that the other person is scared.
Our product is used on occasion to
And the critique I get in Wall Street is I'm an arrogant prick.
Well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fence-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us.
Oh yeah, it's that deep. It goes that bad. The rabbit hole keeps on going. Not only is Discord trying to gain your information, not only are the UK citizens now being subjected to be used by Persona instead of KID, which can be bypassed easily with Source Games or even Death Stranding 2. What's happening right now is an actual set of control of being online. And the crazier part is at the center of all of this isn't just Palantir, it's also NVIDIA. Because back in October 28th of last year, NVIDIA announced this. Palantir and NVIDIA are teaming up to operationalize AI, turning enterprise data into dynamic decision intelligence. That's right, NVIDIA no longer makes graphics cards. No, they don't even make AI GPUs. No, what NVIDIA makes now are actual pieces of hardware that are being used by companies like Palantir to create actual military surveillance states in every single country of the world. All because they want to work with Discord to get your ID. Oh, God. How does it keep getting worse? How did this even actually occur? Peter Thiel being tied to Palantir, then being part of an actual funding group for Persona, having Discord lie to your face and telling you, hey, we're going to delete the information, even though it's not them collecting it, it's a third-party ID provider who nobody actually knows. People thought it was KID. Now some users are going to be part of an experiment, and their stuff is going to be sent to Persona, being kept on record for 7 days, then deleted. Here's my question. If they're going to delete it after 7 days, why even get it in the first place? If you're going to delete it when I upload it, why even get it in the first place? If you're going to get rid of the actual information, why are you trying to confirm my age at all? It's almost like if you're trying to make it sound inconsequential, it shouldn't be there. Because if you're trying to make it sound like it's no big deal, then it's no big deal that it shouldn't be there in the first place. Now, is it? Doesn't that sound weird? Give us your email. Make an account. It's not a problem. Well, if it's not a problem, then I don't have to do it. Now, should I? It's almost like you can turn the tables on every kind of piece of logic these companies try to put on you every single time by simply just reviewing their actual ideas. It's fucking crazy now, isn't it? The ridiculous behavior of these companies and corporations truly knows no actual bounds. NVIDIA literally getting involved with a company like Palantir in the first place because they're trying to use AI to literally create the movie Minority Report in real life. Here's the thing that I have to keep mentioning right about now. Metal Gear Solid 2 is supposed to be a warning, not a guide. What are we doing? They're literally doing everything Kojima said in the fucking game 20 plus years ago. How is this even real? How are we actually in real life right now? Okay, listen, I gotta tell you this right now. Do not, I repeat, do not give your ID to Discord. Do not give your ID and face scans to any online company and corporation. Do not upload your personal private info to anything else. We need one thing and one thing only, and only one company right now can actually fix this problem. Valve, Gabe, I'm talking to you. You guys need to fix this. Fix your Steam actual community servers. Fix your Steam chat. Set things up where we can actually have the things that Discord has right now, because we're already on Steam at the moment. We would literally leave everything else across the board and simply use Steam Friends instead of everything else that we have right now, instead of Discord having to deal with actual IDs. And even then, they would bypass all this issue because UK users would then have to have a credit card on file to purchase games, bypassing the UK's Real ID system. And the better part is, since Valve is actually privately owned and not a publicly traded company, they don't have to abide by these actual rules. It's literally the thing we need. There needs to be a competitor to Discord, and TeamSpeak, stop talking about doing memes online all day and fix your fucking app, and then maybe people will actually use it and give you money instead. We are cooked. We are 100% cooked, because what's going to be happening now is Discord is not going to go through and just leave this at the UK for an experiment. They're going to push it forward and provide it to every other single country on the planet, letting Persona dictate who actually is of age and isn't, and then going around and using an AI to determine an actual profile about who you are. This is all about control, controlling the masses, information control, right in? That's what this is all about from the very beginning. That's all they want to do. If you say something mean online, they want to have your face, they want to have your ID, they want to have your name and information tied to what you did, and then go knock on your fucking door using Palantir, using Persona, using companies like Nvidia to then push their AI operations, and then have Minority Report happen to you in real life because you said a mean thing to somebody over playing a game of Arc Raiders online one day. Boy, don't you just love the cyberpunk dystopia that we're in right now? Really makes the old noggin stir a little bit now, doesn't it? I hope Discord crashes and burns with this entire thing, because clearly they have no idea what the fuck they're doing or what they are in fact trying to bring on to the online space. If more companies start doing this, if more companies start bending the knee, we're going to be seeing this happen across the board. And honestly, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Do yourself the favor. Cancel Discord Nitro. Stop giving them money. Stop paying for it. Mass cancel everything. And if you can avoid using Discord, avoid using Discord. It is going to ruin so much more in the gaming space, and somebody has to come in and provide true competition on this. Microsoft had the ball with Skype, and they cut that into Teams. Valve can literally go around and fix their community tab and their friends page, and you'll see the biggest mass exodus on the platform happen in the blink of an eye. But the thing is, do not trust these corpos. Do not trust these companies. They are out to do one thing and one thing only: collect your data and screw you in the process. And no amount of actually waving protect the kids in front of you should even try to sway you at any heartbeat whatsoever. It's all a ploy, and it's all a scam for them to get your private information. Don't fall for it. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comment section down below. Are you going to be canceling Discord? Are you going to be going and finding another operating route? Or are you just going to say, fuck it, I'll stay with the teen lockdown and go from there? I want to hear what you guys have to say. And speaking about what you have to say, here is the comment of the day from yesterday's video. With ZX81V2 saying this: if buying isn't owning, then piracy ain't theft. ZX81, you're goddamn right. That's exactly how we got to approach these things. And the same thing goes for what Discord is doing. If you got to give your ID to use the platform, then hell, don't use the goddamn platform. And I feel it's going to be the best message to be sending out to these companies and corporations. But hey, you know what? If you want to see more of this kind of content though, more PC Port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and even live streams every Saturday night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, subscribe to the channel. We're just a couple hundred subs away from 108K. And I just want to say thank you guys so very much. But if you want even more stuff, including, dare I say, Discord access, or even emotes during live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. If you don't want to spend the buck, don't sweat it. Just come on down Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on the channel, as I dress up in costumes and get insulted by chat with TTS. It's a hell of a show. You don't want to miss it. Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on the channel. With all that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!